Thurman
was exceptional from an early age. I did not understand my power until I was about 13, 14.
Thurman comes out blasting away.
Getting knockouts and creating knockouts, that's what one time is all about. I can get you out at any time, any given moment, any round.
Keith Thurman, stop!
I promised the fans that I'll be bringing them some of the most exciting fights in the welterweight division.
And down goes Soto Caras! What?
Everybody in the world of boxing.
Oh, the left uppercut jacking the jaw of Diaz. Keith, what?
And I'm going to continue giving you knockouts one fight at a time.
to create a mandate for a fight with the big boys. He has to make it so any of the top fighters. Ready now for the co-main event. Let's go back to Mauro Ranallo.
26 last month. Keith one-time Thurman. Well, he is one of the most exciting up in the top 10 welterweight rankings. The unbeaten Thurman.
And I think an interesting point
with the one no decision with one.
In his great career.
Thurman started sparring with
the former 2000 U.S. Thurman adjuster. Thurman has switched.
Oh, and Thurman already drops him with that left.
We know the left is great.
Does Thurman believes he has?
Thurman's eyes so focused. Look how
what Paulie saw was not a mirage.
Thurman has already recorded a knockdown.
Backing up.
Thurman position, stance, and that's a great round for Thurman.
Italy started out badly as Keith Thurman switches to lefty and the moment he switches, he lands a major power punch. That almost never happened to see Bundu jumping in and Thurman using a very quick left hand to knock him down. That was impressive. And it shows how this straight left hand was able to land by Thurman.
It's almost a hook, right? He
Yeah.
it's changed the
Las Vegas Thurman quickly as
punches he tried. So some
little awkward rhythm that he has. Bundu
attacking the body and flag on the trim, and again the right hand, but again a measured pace.
all Keith Thurman could do was land big left hooks. He'd still be a fighter. He's won a couple of fights. He was active and he was a good fighter. Tonight can't do it against Thurman.
Yeah, Gavin, the first British fighter to win a world amateur title round, and again just over.
I think, see, whenever Thurman throws, it's something to think about. It's something might be in the power, and those counters possibly do.
Accurate in this fight again, said he's been working on his accurate work. From Thurman through 6 minutes of action.
Yeah, I know that he's fast.
It's a lot, Jim, and the next time he has a potential future opponent, of course, he needs to get past 40-year-old Leonard Bundu, who is definitely behind her, though Bundu lands a nice left hand. And now Thurman beginning to showboat a bit. And we've seen...
You see a little bit of a mark.
More often would be a better idea. We haven't seen much of that tonight. He dropped, so he might want to try to go down.
Feinting, though, you got to land punches for the feints to be effective. But unless you can land big, you can hit him, you may get him to...
Thurman measuring, comes in with a lead.
He's only thrown 11 punches so far. No, it's very difficult.
Again comes... Body shot from Thurman goes over the top of the round. Nice left hook to one day in the ring, but again, Keith Thurman is called up. Again, the feinting.
And physical therapy, no...
He's been very generous with that hook.
And the one reason he's only fought, noted that there was trouble with the... He just breaks down the sport so well as...
With Thurman landing at 55% and Bundu too early.
Well, it's the kind of a weird rhythm Bundu has. You don't want to get too carried away. Also, Bundu, a lot of his fights, has a lot of head clashes because of that weird rhythm he's got. So I think Thurman is playing it safe, watching it for the head clashes and picking a spot, really using the jab. There he uses it, and he does cut distance.
In the fourth round. Thurman very... Leonard Bundu, fans getting a little restless, though. They like the output of
Keith Thurman before, but not like this. But here he comes after Bundu.
the feinting. Very unorthodox is Leonard Bundu.
Yeah, if you rush anything, you're going to end up getting hit.
Round 5, his career against the young
But he picks his spots nice.
Thurman, former
an illustration of a wants to not be. What do you do?
I don't agree with it at all. I think it's Bundu who is, again, this rhythm. He's actually probably too patient, but you see throw, he's ready to counter you.
Now Bundu goes, stares with the right hand.
Vary his offense enough to win
or knock him out.
But Paul, as you mentioned, a man who
he's walking Thurman down. You see how he's ready. Bundu is very reactive, so it's not a
there's a
he has performed.
On his return, he wanted an undefeated fighter, and they went out and found Letterman.
Thurman made the point, though. Bundu throws combinations, and that's been a big factor.
And it's almost like he's realizing it, and he's not getting
From Thurman, who switches back to an orthodox stance. Body, and it's a big edge for Thurman.
And we mentioned that Bundu, who scored that knock.
A minute left in
The feints of Keith Thurman. That
awarded 21 of his 20.
He's fighting intelligently, albeit not always exciting.
The second half of this fight, Keith Thurman.
It's going to be difficult to change his legs very well.
Rounds.
Around, it's hard to win a fight like that.
punch. He's only got 11 KOs in 31 fights, so it's
the first 6 rounds, Paulie.
They're going to force you to go these rounds. There's no need to change right now.
the fight that this is controlled that fight, but he went the distance.
In a lot of ways, though, Boone just can't cut the distance. He's coming forward. I agree. I think it's just a myth. Controversial judges.
GM Grant Gardner Arena Docs fighter Guy Thurman. He's faced only one lefty in his past 50 rounds in 2012.
Bundu now getting much more active.
And you see, when he does cut the range, he does throw. Trying to engage, he just...
For the first,
As Keith Thurman went rounds on, and Bundu here in red, but expending a lot of energy, feinting and switching stances, needs to try to.
left hook of Thurman.
very reactive. It's just, you know, to engage him so I win the rounds.
I would suggest this.
Nice.
I believe he had him hurt. Just decision, I believe. In the fight, us asked, and all of a sudden you can't get back and do the things you want to do. I don't know.
It's possible. You know, Boone never know because Thurman didn't go for the knockout.
Exactly. Let's not forget, third fighter, or 26 now. Happy belated birthday to you in the top 10, the welterweight.
Bundu a second ago.
There's an overhand right by Thurman.
A lot more engaging. More. Oh.
By far, but Thurman lands a jab and a straight right as a scoring punch and as something that would be powerful, and there is a good example. And then later on in the round, it was a wider right hand that appeared to make an impact.
Thurman coming off the second days following.
A while landed for him according to show stats.
Again, he's got to find using that jab.
One of the things Keith is seeing
Now Thurman.
as he moves. So it's
Now Thurman using the jab from the
You know speed.
career.
coming up on the fight. Now 3-punch combination, but
You know, a little redness under the right eye of Thurman, where he's been hit with some punch.
Thurman throws. Bundu's trying to throw with him. He's trying to time him, but that's Thurman's intelligence. He's not biting off one turn that Bundu's waiting for. So
right hand. 16 years the elder of Keith Thurman. And we are going to round number 10.
From Steve Forward indicates he's controlled virtually every
There's
round.
a flurry to the body by.
they're not soft either.
True.
And you know, some might suggest
Very good point, Al.
he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been a devastating puncher.
Who scores with the jab. Thurman trying to corner Bundu, but
And he has to step back out of range.
10 rounds here. MGM Grand Attic.
Many times there are clashes of heads. And
With Thurman's power, and especially after the first round knockdown.
well, we did really mount a good offense in terms of action.
As good as Thurman. The problem here, throw Thurman off because nobody comes to Thurman.
It's Tommy Hearns' moment in the effectively a fight that
Steve Forward actually gave us.
Hearns had underrated Bob. We'll talk about Thurman. They don't realize that. So the point is well said.
Now Bundu, in terms of his
In very big fights during the course of his career.
a minute remaining. Thurman, but Thurman has the high guard. Thurman just constantly on the move.
one thing we have not seen from Thurman. Seen many left hooks. A lot of jabs. He's not thrown many hooks. So
Bring
I'll
up
be
a good
curious-
point.
be
Coming
cur-
off the
yeah.
shoulder therapy, that may be one.
He didn't put a lot
Yeah.
of weight on him.
So heading into the and showing that you can.
614, so the work.
One thing you got to credit Leonard for, he's always got very good balance.
Yeah.
So he's always shift.
Well, one of the keys I'd written for this fight was don't get caught switching.
Have been down once in their respect. Thurman coming off the speed. Bundu fighting for the first time out of his native Europe. He's utilizing that footwork, not engaging. And now Bundu going to see action.
This is intriguing because I'm sure Keith Thurman has never. This is not a sound from a crowd that Keith Thurman has ever heard.
Bundu went down after Thurman threw a
Shown skills in this fight, damn round.
and I will correct myself. 20 seconds remaining in the bout. Now, Thurman.
Earlier, you can't bite off more than you can chew.
In terms of accuracy,
Remains unbeaten while